I'll be alone here somewhere. I'm not leaving. I'm just walking. I promise I'll be in the area. And when they come out, can y'all come back out, please? Thank you. So he didn't want to give his name. But we're here. And they say it's
He ain't going to say anything if it's warm. Sergeant Daniel Elie said those words. Then he turned off the heater, rolled down the windows, and left the handcuffed 13-year-old boy in the back of a patrol car. It was somewhere between 12 and 18 degrees that night in Roswell, Georgia. Let him get a little chill. Maybe that'll what? Make him talk? Make him give up his mother's phone number? Make him stop being a scared kid who borrowed a golf cart to go to Starbucks and couldn't remember his address? Sergeant Elie was a supervisor. He had trained officers. He had been awarded Supervisor of the Year. And on January 2nd, 2018, he decided that the most effective interrogation technique available to him was hypothermia. But something happened that night that Sergeant Elie did not expect. Something that would take 7 months to come to light. And when it did, it would not be his department that held him accountable. It would be a local news team. And a fellow officer who refused to look the other way. This is the story of what happens when a police supervisor confuses cruelty with interrogation, when a department decides to protect its own, and when the truth finally catches up, not through internal affairs, not through supervision, but through a body camera that never blinked. The story begins in the early morning hours of January 2nd, 2018. Officer Cheryl Dickerson of the Roswell Police Department is on patrol when she notices something unusual. A golf cart, driving down Highway 9, through the middle of town. She initiates a traffic stop.
Received a complaint from the residents of the Lutheran home that Mr. Biederstedt was trying to film the inside of the building from the outside.
Why are you recording the nursing home? You're upsetting the people who live here. Chris, stop walking. Stop. What is going on? Why are you...
Behind the wheel, she finds a young man. He is polite. He is cooperative. He tells her he borrowed his mother's golf cart to go to Starbucks. Officer Dickerson asks how all...
Throw me down. Yep, you bust my head down on the cement. Yep, you bust my head.
Let me tell you what.
His forehead.
You bust my head down on the cement.
He was in front of the car.
I'm 13. 13. Driving a golf cart down a state highway in the dark in January, in temperatures that are already dropping toward the teens. This is not a criminal. This is a child who made a profoundly dangerous decision. Officer Dickerson's job at this moment is straightforward. Find his parents, get him home safely, make sure he understands that golf carts do not belong on highways. She asks where his mother works.
Tire. So he comes over right here. He got his hands in his pockets. I'm telling him, let me see your hands, let me see your hands, let me see your hands.
Why you bust my head then?
He wasn't listening.
No, it ain't.
He got the, like this right here,
You grabbed me,
and we went onto the ground.
And you bust my head down
That's what
on the cement. You bust my forehead.
Yeah, your head did hit the cement.
Right, because you bust me down on the cement.
Where's the complainant?
You bust my head down on the cement.
Right here?
You bust my head.
The teen's answers are inconsistent. He changes his story. He cannot provide a phone number. He cannot provide an address he seems certain of. Officer Dickerson is patient. She keeps questioning. She keeps trying. But she is not getting anywhere. This is the moment when a supervisor is supposed to arrive and solve the problem. This is the moment when experience and judgment are supposed to take over. Sergeant Daniel Elie arrives on the scene.
Say what?
We can't just give out our information.
Oh, no. I didn't have any questions about it towards y'all. I can kind of find out what I need out this way. Who are you?
I'm an operator here.
Operator here, what's your name?
So that's irrelevant.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Cav, your name?
That's irrelevant also.
Okay, I was just asking.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Private property.
Yeah. Inside the fence is.
Yeah, what you need pictures for?
You said what I need pictures for? Well, I can't say it right now because
And
it's not.
that is when everything goes wrong. Sergeant Elie approaches the patrol car. The teen is seatbelted in the back. He is handcuffed. Standard procedure for transport, not necessarily punitive at this stage. Sergeant Elie leans in. Your mother's name, your mother's phone number, and the address where you live. You understand that? Think on it. Then Sergeant Elie gets into Officer Dickerson's patrol car. He turns the heater off. He rolls down the windows. All of them. He turns to Officer Dickerson and says something that will become the defining line of this entire case. He ain't gonna say anything if it's wrong.
Until they call him and see how this goes. So they decided to send somebody out here to talk to me, right? It's actually about to start raining. I wonder if he's gonna get out the vehicle. It's finna start raining, which is the crazy part. So I'm actually going to get soaking wet. But I'm in Belton, South Carolina at the oil company on a road here, 33 feet from the center line of the road. I have their property line in my phone, and there are public utilities all right here. Some are in their property, some are right here, which is outside of the fence, and their trespassing signs are on the fence, which is beyond me. It's very beyond me. And he's just sitting here. Let's go talk to him. And then here comes his buddy down here in the truck. Let me get this rope. All right, brother, how you doing? Just filming, and I'm trying to figure out why they're following me around here, and I can't figure it out.
Well, kind of somebody suspicious.
Well, that's fine. But you know, you're allowed to take my picture also. That's totally fine. Now, whether or not you can get it, that's between you and your camera. But that guy here has been following me around, and then you came out here to take my picture. If you turn your phone the other way, you get a better picture. Turn it sideways. No, turn your phone sideways. That's right. I can't. But I'm trying to figure out why y'all are following me. It's like nobody here understands the rights that I have granted to me under the First Amendment. That's what's crazy. You know, this is all public property right here.
Yeah, no, this is state property.
Which is public. State property is tax funded, which makes it public.
What are you trying to do?
So my tax dollars, your tax dollars pay for it.
I mean, it's suspicious. We have to report it and all in, so.
I mean, that's fine. And again, I told the people over here to call the police, that's fine. I don't mind talking to them. But you see that public utility right there? If I want to walk all the way to that pole and record this property, I can, because the city put that there.
Okay.
So that city property is public. I don't mean anybody no harm. I don't have my gun on me. My gun's in the car. Huh?
Can I ask you what your intentions are?
My intentions is, I just want, again, I don't see these every day, so I stopped to take pictures of all these big oil wells here, because I don't see them every day. But it's like people are freaking out about it over a camera.
Well, it's kind of a touchy.
But y'all have cameras all over y'all facility.
Oh, we do.
So how is my camera any different than your camera? I have no problem with that. I don't. I'd be more than glad to talk to him.
Okay.
Thank you for coming out.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Hey, did they call you out here?
They did.
They did? Along this public easement here. And I was taking pictures this way, that way, and back here, and they freaked out. They completely freaked out about it. And they was like, well, I'm gonna call the police. I said, that's fine. I don't mind talking, because there's no crime being committed here. They freaked the hell out. These guys here. That guy right there. Hey, come over here, buddy. Yeah, you. Come here, please. I just need you to inform him of the First Amendment, that I'm allowed to record here in public, and I can be on my way. That's all I need from you, Officer Parker.
Yeah.
Can you please just inform him of my rights through the First Amendment, and I'm on my way. I'm sure y'all have been prompt on it, because we sued Anderson a long time ago. I don't mean any hurt, harm, or danger by it, but these guys here completely freaked the hell out, and I don't know why. I just need him to be informed of my First Amendment right, and I can be on my way. I'm gonna come across the road, because I got to get it on film that you told him for my protection. That's all. I told you I was coming back, buddy. I ain't want to be rude. I just want you to be informed and hear from someone else that I'm completely allowed to do what I'm doing.
So, with him taking pictures, it's not a problem. Okay. If he goes on the property, kind of get his story.
We're just on, at the terminal, we're on high alert anyway, so we're just making sure. Can you ask me to put video of me?
I'm allowed to. I tried to tell you that so we can be cordial the first time you saw me.
I'm trying to be cordial with you earlier.
And I was cordial.
You told us not to worry about what you're doing.
No, I told you that I'm allowed to do what I'm doing. It's all on camera. I can run it back.
Run it back, baby.
It's all on camera. You'll see it on YouTube later, I promise.
we're
I'm allowed to do what I do. That's all it is. And I wanted her to come tell you, because I didn't want you to think I was being a jerk about it. It's completely legal. And y'all have to understand that while in public, you can be filmed. There's no expectation of privacy at all, buddy. At all. Okay?
What can we do? I mean, what,
Build a brick wall.
If he goes behind the gate, we can put him on trespass from there. But as far as him being out here taking pictures, videoing, I can't let him.
Can't do anything about it. I tried to tell you that, but y'all wasted resources.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, sir. How about
I'm all right, thank you. I'm David, by the way.
Hey, David.
Thank you.
It's nice out here.
It is. That's why I'm out here, actually. I'm about to go jump on my bike. I just tried to help these two gentlemen out here. And they didn't want to understand me, so they called this sweet officer out here and wasted resources when they could have asked me the same question. And I gave them the same answer, but they didn't want to listen to me. So now they're on the internet looking like fools because I tried to tell them. And those weren't my intentions. I tried to walk away, but then I saw her pulling up, and I figured that they called and wasted her sweet time out here. I'm sorry you had to come out here, Officer Parker.
You're fine. Just do me a favor, don't go behind the
Oh, I won't. And I told them, I have their property line on my phone. I checked the GIS survey. As long as I'm well within public property, it's a public utility pole. There no trespassing prior notice starts on the other side of that fence. I have no plans of breaching their property at all. None.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming out, all right?
Yes, sir.
It was a pleasure having you here. Fellas, I'm sorry about the misunderstanding, but at least now you understand, all right?
Do the same.
Thank y'all.
Shortly after completing his conversation with Officer Parker and the oil company employees on a pleasant note and walking away from the oil company fence, Mr. Gear stopped filming. There was no indication that any additional incidents occurred after Mr. Gear stopped filming or that he intends to take any further action regarding the interaction. Deputy Parker gets an A+ for maintaining a professional demeanor throughout the encounter, upholding and enforcing the protections of the First Amendment, and respectfully educating the oil company employees about Mr. Gear's right to film on public property. Mr. Gear gets an A, because although he expressed a partially incorrect argument about the utility poles, he remained controlled and respectful throughout the encounter, did not attempt to escalate the situation or provoke anyone involved, and did not yield his right to film despite interference from the oil company employees. The original video of this interaction was posted on November 17th, 2020, but the timestamp in the video is dated for January 3rd, so it is unclear when exactly this interaction took place. Sometime within that time frame, Nevada-based First Amendment auditor Joshua Martinez was filming outside the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas when he was approached by two correctional officers on duty at the facility. Bear in mind that the green text that you will see in this episode is from the original video.
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Can I help you?
No, thank you. You're good.
Can I ask you why you're taking pictures of the facility?
Excuse me?
Can I ask you why you're taking pictures of our facility? I'm not saying you can. I'm just asking if you...
Yeah, I know. I just don't feel like answering any questions.
Okay. All right. All right, sir.
What's that? Oh. What's that? Is this public or private? I can't even hear you guys. We're screaming. Is this public property or private?
Private, sir.
It's private?
Yes, sir.
Who's it owned by?
It's okay, grab the sidewalk, but now you're in our property.
But who's it owned by?
The county.
The county, which is owned by the
You're gonna have to
people.
leave, sir.
Excuse me?
I'm serious. You're gonna have to leave.
Call your supervisor out here, please.
Stop right there.
For
Stop
what?
right there. Stop right there, sir.
For what? Look, listen. The stuff may work on the inmates, but it isn't going to work on me. This isn't my first time here.
All right,
What's
sir.
your name and badge number?
Well, we're gonna trespass you. You're on private property.
I'm on private property, and the Clark County owns it. The Clark County owns it, right? What's your name and badge number? As long as I'm not in any security areas, I'm fine.
After the two correctional officers enter the jail, Mr. Martinez continues recording and approaches the front entrance of the jailhouse lobby before being confronted by several other correctional officers.
How you doing?
Hey, you leave our property. You're trespassing. What's that?
You need to leave our property. You're trespassing.
You're trespassing?
Yeah.
Can you get your hand off my
No, I
off
cannot
my
get my hand off your camera.
How about this? We'll call a field officer out here.
Okay.
And when they get here, I could talk to them.
Last time I'm going to tell you, you need to leave the property. You're
Get your hands off my
trespassing.
stuff.
You need to leave the property. You're trespassing.
You know what? Then formally trespass me. I'll take a formal trespass.
Okay. All right. That's what
You
walk
don't
you
know
off the
who I am,
property.
huh?
I don't care who you are.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
you
fine.
can't be
I mean,
here.
I've been involved with a couple of federal lawsuits.
That's
so
absolutely wonderful. Has that ever worked out for
get
you?
your hand off of my camera.
Okay. I'm telling you to leave our property.
This isn't your property. This is
You
the
need to
people's
leave our property.
Get your hand off my
You need to
camera.
leave our property.
Get your hand off my
You need
camera.
to leave our property.
Call the police out here now.
Well, you
Call
need to
Metro.
go.
Because you're a CO.
You need to go.
You're a CO.
You need
Get
to
your hands off my camera, sir.
All right. Did we already call?
Yeah.
Already call patrol?
Call them.
Okay.
Call them.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not doing anything.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
How can I leave when you're holding on to my camera?
He asked you nicely to leave, that you would not leave. It's very simple.
Can
You're on
we have
private property.
Can we have a cordial conversation about it?
No, we can't. Because
Do you
you
know?
came on
Do you
the
know who
property
sent
when I
me
asked
here?
you not to come on it.
Do you guys know who sent me here?
I don't really care right now.
Okay, then
Right
you will.
now,
You will.
if-
You will. How you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. So you're a field officer, I assume, right?
I am.
There you go.
Thank you, Butler.
Yep.
Thank you. And so now you're aware of public photography, correct, sir? I don't even get an apology? Because we can just settle this right now. I won't even go file a complaint. An apology, I'll be a man and put this behind me and go on about my business.
Terribly sorry, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I accept your apology.
Appreciate that. Fair enough.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. Forbes.
Yep. Yeah, I'm Captain Force 5372.
Thank you.
That's my P number. Yep.
Thank you. And you,
Absolutely.
field officer.
Sergeant LeBaron, P number 9249. Sergeant Walquist 4847.
Thank you. And yours.
Relay 7627.
Thank you. Thank you, fellas.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So I ask you, if you're going to stay and still do some photography and stuff, right?
Right.
Just do me a favor.
I know I'll stay away from
because
the.
that's a safety issue. We'll have to approach you again if you go over toward that area here. But if you're around this area here taking those photos and stuff, you're fine.
Right, publicly accessible areas. I don't feel like going down that ramp anyways, so I'm good. I'm like I said, I wanted to get a picture of the sunset with the flag.
Yeah, no
I
worries.
wanted to just get those
You're
things.
good to
So
go.
all right.
So I need to ask you, do you still want to file a complaint or anything like that? I can take a complaint if you want to file a complaint.
You know what? I would rather him get the education this way. So if anything, if I do file a complaint, I'll just go online.
Okay.
And I'll file a
Gotcha.
complaint. But
All right.
right now, the adrenaline's still going. My mind's all over the place. So
Understood. But
I don't even know.
wanted to offer that to you, and then we'll have a discussion about the training and all that stuff and make sure that's addressed.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
sir. Have a good day. Take care.
Mr. Martinez was allowed to go free, and the officers left the scene without further incident. Mr. Martinez said later in the video that he was still unsure whether he would file a complaint against Officer Butler, but that he was definitely considering it. He went on to explain that he prefers the officer to be educated on First Amendment activity on the spot rather than through a lawsuit or complaint, but he needed to calm down before he made a decision to press the issue further. Officer Butler and the other correctional officers get an F for violating Mr. Martinez's First Amendment rights, displaying a fundamental misunderstanding of public forums, and for maintaining a hostile and confrontational demeanor throughout the encounter. Captain Forbes gets an A+ for ordering the correctional officers to release Mr. Martinez, upholding Mr. Martinez's right to record the facility, and maintaining a courteous and professional demeanor throughout the interaction. Mr. Martinez also gets an A+ for exercising his rights peacefully and respectfully, retaining a proper balance between complying with the officers and asserting his constitutional rights, and maintaining a calm and collected demeanor throughout the encounter. On March 28, 2020, Florida-based auditor Michael Taylor was openly carrying a rifle and a pistol while fishing near Johns Pass in Madeira Beach, just south of Clearwater, Florida. For several minutes, Mr. Taylor fished along the beach and conversed with the locals. As Mr. Taylor was returning to his vehicle, he was confronted by Sergeant Panicha of the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office.
A fishing pole. What's the other thing? My AR pistol and my handgun.
Alright. Put your hands up for me, bro. Why are you carrying around that?
Because I was just fishing.
With a gun?
Yes, sir. I was in Florida. We can do this.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
I'm letting you know. I'm trying to let you know while you're engaged in fishing, hunting, and camping, you can do this.
After confirming that Mr. Taylor was armed, the Pinellas County deputy ordered Mr. Taylor to get on the ground until backup arrived. Once the other deputies arrived on the scene, Mr. Taylor was placed into handcuffs while the officers conducted their investigation.
All right, do you have any more guns on you?
No, sir. No more. There's no more knives, no more guns, no more. I can't stand up.
Ready?
Hold on.
Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Come on, man. I ain't got no fish on me. Can you guys look up Florida Statute 790.25, Section 3, Subsection H, please?
All right, how do I get all this crap off you? So we can...
Well, you've got handcuffs on me, and once again, if you looked up the statute...
All right, will you stop for a minute? You have ID on you?
No, maybe. I don't know.
Well, where would it be?
I don't consent to any of it. What crime did I commit?
Open carry in Florida is not...
Unless you're engaged in fishing, hunting, or camping. That's not a crime. To possess a firearm is not a crime.
Well, listen, do you understand that when I'm pulling into a parking lot, I see somebody with what looks like
Look,
an
man, I was actually on my way home until you decided to come out and point guns at me.
All right, well, I want to go home today, too. I don't want to get shot.
I wasn't pointing guns
Let that sentence sit for a moment. He ain't going to say anything if it's warm. This is not a statement about comfort. This is a statement of strategy. Sergeant Elie is announcing his intention to use the cold as a weapon. He is going to make a 13-year-old child so physically miserable that the child will say whatever he needs to say to make the misery stop. This is not an interrogation technique. This is coercion. And it is being deployed against a child who is not suspected of any crime beyond driving a golf cart on the wrong road. Officer Dickerson does not object. She gets into the passenger seat of her own patrol car while her supervisor takes control. Sergeant Elie gives the teen a few minutes. Then he returns to the back seat.
Do a Freedom of Information Act.
Okay, so who are you here to see them?
Whoever the PRO is.
Public relations officer. See, here's the problem. They're only here for appointments. So did you see our parking lot, how full it was?
Far.
So your people...
Far. I'm gonna be real clear about this, Chief Far.
He can come to the federal building and conduct business.
There's no one here to see him.
That's fine. So all we have to do is let him know that, right? Give him a number, give him a contact, something like that. But there's nothing out here that says that this building's closed to appointments only.
I understand.
So the building's not closed, so he can come into the federal facility.
But there's no one here to see him.
So is there a public relations office here?
No.
Okay.
Yes, but no.
But they're not here?
Correct.
Hey, Far.
They're only here one day.
I'll change it up.
We need to get the information. Who's the name of the PIO?
Who's the PIO? Yeah.
That's the way it's
Give him the information.
Well, there's Bill Meyer. I'm the security guy.
I need to get the PIO's information. Name and contact information.
And also, Far, I am going to come inside.
Good for you.
So let's get that process on, okay?
No.
Why not? Are you denying me access to the building?
Yeah. Who are you here to see?
I'm not going to tell you that. Are you denying me access to the building?
So, see, it's appointment only. It's escort only.
Far, I'm going to make this real clear to you. Are you going to deny me access or not?
All right, what are you? Are you my dad?
Getting cold yet? You can take it. Cool. So can I, because I've got heat in this car. He is taunting a handcuffed child. He is telling a 13-year-old that he, the sergeant, will be warm while the child freezes. This is not law enforcement. This is a power trip dressed up in a uniform. Sergeant Elie continues.
All right, who's the complainant? All right, get him up.
Put your leg up.
25 city, got one tank.
All right, put your leg that way so you can stand up.
All right, listen, I'm about to help you. Hold on. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Look at me when I'm speaking to you. My name is Sergeant Elie with the Roswell Police Department. You can't be driving a golf cart in the streets. You understand that, right? The teen answers. Sergeant Elie asks where he got the golf cart. He asks what school the teen attends. And then he says something
Crime that we got these people in the back of these cars for.
I don't know what crime they committed.
You don't have to know. Okay, they broke the law. They're in possession of narcotics. That's why they're in the back of our cars. So, do you have your name and date of birth?
No.
Or a driver's license?
No.
So you're going to refuse to be listed as a witness since you sat here and videotaped the entire scene?
If you need a copy of the video, I can give you a copy of the video.
Well, yeah, but we're also going to need to identify you in our report that you were here videoing, so when we come to get a copy of that video, we can get that.
All right, let me talk to your supervisor.
He said that he won't want to give us his name or date of birth until he talks to our supervisor. So
And you probably...
Yeah, I can see your breath. It's pretty cold back there. He can see the child's breath in the back of a patrol car because he deliberately made it cold. And he is pointing it out, not with concern, with satisfaction. The psychological term for what Sergeant Elie is doing is degradation. He is not trying to build rapport. He is not trying to calm the teen down so he can think clearly and remember his mother's phone number. He is trying to break him. A 13-year-old. Over a golf cart. Sergeant Elie gets out of the car. He tells Officer Dickerson he is going to drive to an address the team provided, an address in Alpharetta, not Roswell, to see if he can find the mother. He's freezing him out, another officer
Did I
says.
do anything illegal? I don't answer questions. Definitely not to you.
Disorderly conduct, Chris.
Disorderly conduct
You're
how?
alarming and disturbing the people who
Am
work
I
here.
allowed to photograph on the sidewalk or no?
I'm trying to figure out what you're doing.
Okay.
Chris?
Look,
I'm going to put you in handcuffs if you don't stop.
You could put me in handcuffs.
Okay, then stop.
No, you could put me in handcuffs. This isn't legal.
Stop.
This is not legal.
What are you doing?
This is not legal.
Chris?
This is not legal. I'm
Okay,
going about my day.
detaining you. I'm detaining you until I can find out what you're doing and why you're doing this.
Then Sergeant Elie drives away. The teen sits in the freezing car, alone, handcuffed, for nearly 20
Disorderly
minutes.
conduct, Chris.
Disorderly conduct
You're
how?
alarming and disturbing the people who
Am
work
I
here.
allowed to photograph on the sidewalk or no?
I'm trying to figure out what you're doing.
Okay.
Chris?
Look,
I'm going to put you in handcuffs if you don't stop.
You could put me in handcuffs.
Okay, then stop.
No, you could put me in handcuffs. This isn't legal.
Stop.
This is the moment where the story should have ended differently. Somebody should have stopped this. Somebody should have said that whatever point Sergeant Elie was trying to make, the cost was too high. But nobody did. Not yet. And then Sergeant Greg Fryson arrived. Sergeant Fryson is the reason this story has a hero. He arrives on the scene, assesses what is happening, and does something that takes genuine courage in a paramilitary organisation. He pulls Sergeant Elie, his fellow sergeant, his peer, aside, and he tells him that his conduct is not acceptable. We do not have the audio of that conversation, but we know what happened immediately afterward. Sergeant Elie returned to the patrol car, he rolled the windows back up, he turned the heater on. Sergeant Fryson did what supervisors are supposed to do. He saw misconduct, he intervened, he stopped it. And in doing so, he created a record. Because every patrol car has a camera, and that camera had been running the entire time. Eventually, the teen gave the officers his real address. They took him home. They released him into his mother's custody. The golf cart was towed. Its owner was never located. The immediate incident was over. But the story was just beginning. Here is where the legal and ethical framework matters. What Sergeant Elie did was not just cruel, it was potentially unconstitutional. The Fourth Amendment protects citizens against unreasonable seizures. A seizure that involves deliberate exposure to freezing temperatures for the purpose of coercing a statement, from a child no less, is not reasonable by any standard the courts have established. The Fifth Amendment protects against compelled self-incrimination. But more broadly, the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment prohibits conduct that shocks the conscience. That is the legal standard. Conduct that shocks the conscience. A police supervisor freezing a handcuffed child to make him talk. Does that shock the conscience? The Roswell Police Department had an opportunity to answer that question. They chose not to. Months passed. Then a memo leaked. A fellow Roswell officer had raised questions about Sergeant Elie's conduct back in March of 2018. That officer had done the right thing. He had reported what he saw. Nothing happened. Internal documents later obtained by the 11 Alive news team in Atlanta revealed that Lieutenant Bernie Holland, Sergeant Elie's direct supervisor, had reviewed the body camera footage shortly after the incident took place. He had seen what we are describing right now. He had watched a sergeant under his command turn off the heat, roll down the windows, and taunt a handcuffed 13-year-old about how cold it was, and he did nothing. No investigation, no discipline, no reprimand. Nothing. But the story gets worse. In April of 2018, just 3 months after the freezing incident, Sergeant Elie was awarded Supervisor of the Year by the Roswell Police Department. The award was technically for 2017 performance, but the Internal Awards Committee made its decision in late January of 2018. That is weeks after Sergeant Elie froze a child in the back of a patrol car. The committee either did not know, or they knew and did not care. Sergeant Friesen, the man who intervened, the man who stopped the abuse, he was scored lower than Sergeant Elie on his annual review. Let that sink in. The sergeant who froze a child was rated higher than the sergeant who stopped it, even though the department explicitly acknowledged in those same documents that Sergeant Friesen had correctly intervened in an act of misconduct. The Roswell Police Department did not just fail to punish Sergeant Elie, it rewarded him. It elevated him above the man who had done the right thing. And it kept all of this secret until the 11 Alive news team requested the body camera footage 7 months after the incident. 7 months. For 7 months, Sergeant Elie continued to patrol the streets of Roswell. He continued to supervise officers. He continued to exercise the authority his department had affirmed by their silence. He continued to be Supervisor of the Year. When the footage finally came out, the response was swift. Roswell Police Chief Rusty Grant requested that the Georgia Bureau of Investigation take over the case. The GBI declined. They recommended the Fulton County District Attorney handle it instead. Sergeant Elie was placed on administrative leave pending the investigation. But here is the question that should haunt you. Why did it take a news team requesting body camera footage for any of this to happen? The footage existed. Lieutenant Holland had reviewed it. The internal memo had been written. The department had all the evidence it needed to act, and it chose not to. This brings us to the broader lesson. The legal system has layers of accountability: internal affairs, supervisory review, departmental policy, district attorneys, civil litigation. But all of those layers depend on the willingness of people within the system to enforce them. When a department decides to protect its own...
But if you're videotaping and taking pictures of people inside there, that's a different story. Or if you're going on their property acting in a disorderly manner, that's your problem to deal with.
Officer Holland eventually returns with what appears to be a staff member of the facility and informs Mr. Biederstedt that he is under arrest for disorderly conduct. Sergeant Stewart escorts Mr. Biederstedt to the patrol car, and then something amazing happens.
So he's walking by videotaping the building?
Videotaping the building, he's like zooming in on the window.
The system fails, and it takes an outside force, a journalist, a news team, a public records request, to force accountability that should have been automatic. The 11 Alive news team gets an A+ in this story. Without their intervention, without their decision to request that footage and report on what it showed, it is very likely that Sergeant Elie would still be patrolling the streets of Roswell. He would still be Supervisor of the Year, and the 13-year-old he froze in the back of a patrol car would still be waiting for someone to say that what happened to him was wrong. Sergeant Friesen also gets an A+. He saw misconduct, he intervened, he stopped it. He did not wait for permission. He did not worry about whether it would cost him professionally, though the annual review scores suggest it may have. He did what a sergeant is supposed to do. He led. And Sergeant Elie gets an F. There is simply no excuse for his conduct. There is no training that teaches officers to freeze children. There is no policy that authorizes hypothermia as an interrogation technique. This was not a mistake. This was not a lapse in judgment. This was a deliberate decision to use physical misery as a weapon against a handcuffed child. And the department that employed him knew about it and did nothing until the cameras forced their hand. Now, I want to speak directly to you for a moment. If you take nothing else from this video, take this. The body camera is the most powerful accountability tool in modern policing, but only if someone is watching, requesting footage, filing records requests, reporting on what the footage shows. Accountability does not happen automatically. It requires witnesses. It requires people who refuse to look away. The next time you hear about a police misconduct case that only came to light because of body camera footage, ask yourself this: how many other cases are sitting on hard drives right now, unreviewed, unreleased, unknown? And what would happen if someone requested them? Because the camera never blinks, but someone has to be willing to watch.